Hello students, welcome back to Saeed Shine India Academy. After a very long gap, we have met through these online classes through Saeed Shine India Academy app. You know, the present trend is that many notifications are going to release soon. That's why through this Shine India Academy app, we are going to bring you all the classes of general studies, other whatever the core subjects which we are having in our group's examination. We are all providing those classes. As part of this Shine India Academy app, you all know this is Srihari Kakarla. Srihari Kakarla. I am attached with this Shine India Institute since a long time. I used to teach geography. I used to teach geography exclusively for English medium. For English medium. So, the motto of the upcoming sessions will be geography classes which are useful for Andhra Pradesh Group 1, Group 2, Telangana Group 1, Group 2 and Sub-Inspector of Police and Constable examinations of both states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana will be provided in our application, in our Shine India Academy app. As part of this geography classes, we are going to launch our courses with the world geography. World geography. World geography, we are having world geography in TSPSC. Let me say where we are having world geography. What is the importance of world geography that we will see. Before that, we are having world geography in Telangana TSPSC, Telangana State Public Service Commission Group 2 examination, Group 2 examination, TSPSC Group 1 examination for prelims, TSPSC Group 1 prelims. In your TSPSC Group 1 mains examination, we are not having world geography. In Telangana Group 1 mains examination or Andhra Pradesh Group 1 mains examination, we are not having world geography. We are having only Indian geography and respective state geographies. For instance, Andhra Pradesh Group 1 mains examination, Andhra Pradesh Group 1 mains examination, we are having Indian geography and Andhra Pradesh geography. Similarly, Telangana State Group 1 mains examination, we are having Indian geography and Telangana geography. But in both the cases, Andhra Pradesh Group 1 preliminary examination, Telangana Group 1 preliminary examination, we are having world geography. And coming to Group 2 examination, in Telangana Group 2 examination, we are having world geography. In Andhra Pradesh Group 2 examination, we are not having world geography. That means those students who are preparing exclusively for Group 2 Andhra Pradesh examination, they have no need to study this world geography. But however, the world geography, studying the world geography will make you to understand the Indian geography or Andhra Pradesh geography much better. That's why I suggest not only the Telangana Group 1, Group 2 sub-inspector aspirants, but also Andhra Pradesh Group 2 aspirants also to avail this course, so that this understanding of world geography will make you to understand Indian geography in better way. If you understand the world geography, then understanding Indian geography, the geographical phenomena, economical resources, climatological phenomena, monsoons, climate change, races in India, the population growth patterns, population migration, all these areas of Indian geography could be better understand if you understood this world geography, geographical phenomena. That is why I suggest the aspirants to understand the world geography before going to understand your respective state geography or Indian geography. Okay? I am Srihari Kakarla. Now, let us move on to the areas. As a symbolic representation, we kept this image, the planet Earth, the blue planet, the mother planet Earth image has been taken. The symbolism is that we are going to, in this world geography, we are going to very comprehensively see the major aspects associated with the mother Earth, major aspect associated with the mother Earth for the competitive examination, purpose. Otherwise, we are not here to understand the patterns over the earth. That means the earth system, earth geology is not required for the geography competitive examination. You have to always remember that whenever we are studying geography, whenever we are understanding geography, our major motto should be, our major idea should be clearing geography questions in either objective or descriptive. That's it. Otherwise, if you go on develops that curiosity of Earth's phenomena, Earth's system, then the geography is endless subject. It is like universe where you could not find infinity. So, geography we will in these sessions, in the next upcoming sessions of this world geography, Indian geography, Andhra Pradesh geography or Telangana geography, we restrict ourselves to areas which are exclusively important, exclusively useful for the general studies geography of the state commission, especially this group 2 examination. Okay? Now, we are going to launch this world geography. So, what are the areas, what are the topics which we are going to discuss under this world geography syllabus, So, in this world geography, the first portion which we are going to discuss, the first program that we are going to put up in our app, this world geography, generally there is a confusion in the minds of students. See, world geography, does it mean to understand the entire geography of the world? In case of Indian geography, for example, let us see here. In case of Indian geography, we will see the mountains, we will see the plains, we will see the Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal, climate, economy, population, trade, transport, etc. That means, in case of Indian geography, we will look into each and every micro aspect of Indian territory, Indian land, Indian mainland. Of course, the marine areas of India, that is the contiguous zone, exclusive economic zone, all the areas of India will be studied in case of Indian geography. Is that the similar case with that of world geography also? Is that possible for a aspirant, group 2 aspirant to understand each and every aspect of this large sized globe, large sized mother earth? In fact, not required. So, generally a confusion will be there in your mind that whether we have to understand the entire world geography. Does the world geography term means we need to study the entire globe? Not required, not necessary, neither desired. So what we will study in case of world geography? In case of world geography, we does not go each and every micro aspect of the world. For instance, if we are studying Indian geography, we will see the Gujarat coast. What are the major phenomena of Gujarat coast? What are the major phenomena of Tamil Nadu? Similarly, what are the national parks that are located in West Bengal? What are the wildlife sanctuaries that are located in Rajasthan? These kind of elements we will see, but the same kind of elements we will see in case of world geography? No. That means, what are the different national parks in Brazil? What are the different wildlife sanctuaries that are in Germany? What are the biodiversity hotspots that are located in Kenya? What are the coastline and coastline problems associated with that of Australia? We will not see all those things, that are not required. World geography does not mean that area. So what are the areas that are important for the competitive examination in world geography? Only 5 areas, 5 major areas, that too very briefly, briefly in the sense the outer line, not deeper into each and every micro aspect. World geography we will see in a major outline. Outset we will understand. The outset or the geographical phenomena which we understood in world geography, we will apply that theories. We will apply that theories in case of Indian geography. So our geographical understanding which we gathered in case of this world geography will be applied there in case of Indian geography, so that Indian geography could be better understood to the core. When you understand Indian geography to the core, as an officer, as a bureaucrat, you will have a better decision making, better understanding of the problems of areas, the natural problems, the demographical problems, environmental, water problems. All problems could be better understood, and much better efficient decision could be taken as a bureaucrat. This is why the geography has been introduced in our syllabus. Okay. So what are the topics we are going to discuss in case of world geography? See, first part of this world geography, the syllabus which we are discussing in this world geography have been divided into 5 areas. 5 areas. One is general geography. General geography, of course, each and every part I am going to describe in detail in the subsequent slides, but initially get an overview of what we will look into in case of the world geography syllabus. General geography, geomorphology, climatology, oceanography and other miscellaneous areas. What are those miscellaneous areas? In the particular miscellaneous areas slide, we will understand that. Let us see general geography. What is this general geography? What are the subtopics that have been mentioned in this general geography? First, at the outset, we will see what is meant by geography. First point, what exactly meant by geography? What exactly mean by geography? Aspirants, remember, the present day class is to give you a overhauling understanding and overall comprehensive observation of the areas that what we are going to discuss in case of world geography. Each and every microscopic details will be discussed in the eventual classes. What is when I am saying that geography, who coined the term geography, what are the different meanings for the word geography, what are the different branches of geography, all we are going to discuss. But initially my motto on present day classes, the idea is that you have to understand the overall scenario of the geography, especially world geography. Similarly is the case with Indian geography. The same kind of classes Observation will be taken for Indian geography also, Andhra Pradesh geography also, Telangana geography also. Okay. So, we will understand what is meant by geography, definition of geography. What are the different definitions provided for geography? Who coined the term geography? Who is called the father of geography? Father of geography. Eratosthenes is generally called as geographer, the father of geography. Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes is called as father of geography. What he said about the geography? What is meant by geo in geography? What is meant by GEO in case of geography? Different phenomena, different theories have been put forward regarding the geography. At the outset, initially we will see what is geography, and later on we will move to our universe. You know, whichever exam you take where you are having world geography as syllabus, there will be certainly one question from the universe and solar system. Universe and solar system. In this universe and solar system, more importantly, certain keywords are generally asked. What are those keywords? What is star, asteroids, meteoroids, comets, Kuiper belt, parsec, light year, astronomical unit, AU, astronomical unit, galaxy, constellation, Big Bang. All these are keywords many times we come across in the examination. These are keywords. Apart from the topic which we will discuss in case of world geography, our universe, these are the keywords. I will give you better understanding of each and every keyword which I mentioned in the class. Apart from these keywords, we will also see in the universe different theories put forward regarding the origin of universe. Different theories we are having, like Big Bang theory, pulsating theory, contrasting theory, nebular hypothesis. We are having different theories. All theories we will discuss here in case of world geography. Then, after understanding the universe, we will see solar system. Solar system, that is including 8 planets. We are not having 9 planets, we are having 8 planets. Pluto, the last planet, have been removed from the planethood. Why it was removed? What are the conditions for planet? We will see in that particular area. In prayer conference, that was removed. That name was, presently the name of Pluto is 134340 dwarf planet. That is the name of the Pluto. Of course, that is not required for you. Okay. In that solar system, we will see all the planets, 8 planets, and what are the different non-planetary elements. That means between the planets of Mars and Jupiter, we are having asteroid belt. Many times this question was asked. Asteroid belt has been located between which of the following planets? Mars and Earth, Earth and Venus, Venus and Mercury, Mars and Jupiter. These kind of options will be generally given. So, comprehensively we will see from different dimensions the structure of our solar system. And of course, the composition of solar system will be understood there. What is meant by composition of solar system? What comprises of solar system? Apart from the planets, what satellites there in our solar system? What is there after the Neptune? What is the term Kuiper belt? Where the comets are coming from? Where the asteroids are coming from? what we call asteroid when it enter into the atmosphere, what happens if that asteroid strike the floor of the earth, the bottom of the earth, what happens if it burn in the atmosphere itself, all the understanding for the competitive examination, for your examination purpose will be understood there. So, in this universe and solar system will be discussed. Then the structure of Mother Earth will be understood. The second subtopic of this general geography is the Earth system. In this Earth system, we will see the facts, various facts associated with Earth. What is the shape of the Earth? Is the shape of the Earth is really spherical, or the shape of the Earth is something different, we call as oblate, spheroid or geoid. Why we are having different notions for the shape of the Earth? If shape of the Earth is exactly spherical, why we are having bulged surface at the equatorial region and narrow surface at the polar region? We will understand. The shape of the Earth is not exactly spherical, but the shape of Earth is Earth shape itself. Shape of the Earth is Earth shape itself. The notion here is, instead of comparing Earth with the football or rugby ball or with an orange or with an apple, we have to compare Earth with Earth itself. That is why geoid. What is the shape of the Earth? Geoid. How Earth looks like? Earth looks like Earth itself. That is why geoid, or otherwise oblate spheroid. That means when you take a balloon, when you take an inflated balloon, if you press at the both the edges, it appears that the equatorial, the middle portion will be bulged. If you take a balloon and press that one, if you press that one, the poles will become flat and equator looks like little bulged. This kind of shape is known as oblate spheroid. Shape of the Earth is oblate, spheroid or geoid, but not spherical. But for all practical purposes, we will consider Earth as spherical, round in shape. But remember, technically the shape of the Earth is geoid or oblate spheroid. We will see various facts: Earth, rotation, revolution, axis, then solar, this what you call satellite, and Earth's relation with that of other planets, all we will see in case of Earth subtopic. Then latitudes and longitudes. What are latitudes? What is need for latitudes? And what are longitudes? And what are the need for longitude? That means, if we take the Earth, these are the imaginary lines drawn over the surface of the Earth. These are the imaginary lines drawn over the surface of the Earth. These are called horizontally drawn lines over the surface of the Earth are known as latitudes. Similarly, the lines joining the Earth north to south, what are these imaginary lines? These are longitudes. Latitudes and longitudes. What is the need for latitude and longitude? When we see the longitudes and latitudes, automatically some idea will come to your mind. The dateline, international dateline and calendar, some aspects will be seen there. This horizontally drawn red color line is 0 degrees latitude or equator. This vertically drawn line is Greenwich Mean Time or 0 degrees meridian. What is the purpose of drawing this kind of latitudes and longitudes, and what are the advantages of having these latitudes and longitudes, we will see there. Then time zones. What are the different time zones? This is the Earth. when it is spherical in shape, 360 degrees will be there, 360 degrees, round body will automatically will have 360 degrees. If we open the earth, if we tear this earth apart and open like a small page, if we open the earth like a small page like this, what I did is the earth has been torn apart. 90 degrees south. You will understand, don't worry, you will understand what is meant by 90 degrees, what is meant by 90 degrees south. You will understand everything. I will show you three-dimensional picture of geography in the subsequent sessions. Enjoy the classes. Then when we open this earth, this 360 degrees could be divided into 15 degrees partitions. 15 degrees partitions have been done. 15 degrees partitions have been done by over this entire 360 degrees. 15 degrees, 15 degrees, 15 degrees, like that. 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. Like this, in this fashion, the entire world has been divided. So every 15 degrees will have a time difference of 1 hour. For example, you are in Mumbai. Other person is in Islamabad, and one person is in Dhaka. There is a time difference of half an hour between you and Dhaka. There is a time difference of half an hour between you who are located in Mumbai and one person located in Islamabad. So Pakistan, India is having half an hour difference. India and Bangladesh is having half an hour difference. So how these differences? These differences are known as time zones. Okay, one country is in one time zone, another country is in another time zone. One country will have more than one time zone. India, we are having only one time zone, but anyhow, we are having that kind of demand that two time zones have been adopted. One is for northeastern India, one is for the other part of India, from central India to the western India. From central India to northeastern India, one time zone, and from central to western India, one time zone. The demand has been there, but not yet technically taken up by the government of India. These are time zones. These time zone questions are also generally asked. In which time zone the particular country has been located? What is the differences of time zone between two particular countries? These kind of questions are generally asked. That is what time zones. Then, after discussing time zone, movements of earth. This is very important area, movement of earth. Simple, we have only two movements. One is rotation, that is earth rotates itself. Earth rotates itself on its own axis. Similarly, earth revolves around the sun. So this rotation along the revolution, rotation and revolution results into many phenomena: days and nights, seasons, solstitices, equinoxes. When we come to climate, monsoons, permanent winds, temporary winds, jet streams, all these major phenomena are because of the movements of the earth. One is rotational movement, one is revolutionary movement. So what happens if earth rotates? What happens if earth revolves? Okay, these kind of movements will be studied here. One of the very important consequence of this rotation and revolution of the earth is, that eclipses, formation of eclipses and tides. What are tides? See, in case of oceans, when we are studying the oceans, you will understand three important movements of water, One is upwelling of water, that is water sea level raises and falls. This periodical raising and falling of sea level is known as tides. This is what? Tide. Periodically it raises, the sea level raises because of the gravitational pull of sun and earth, sun and moon. The sea level will be raised upwards and it will be fell down. This mechanism is tide. This mechanism is tide. Similarly, the water will move from one direction, the water will move from one area to another area and it will circulate and again come to this particular area. This kind of movement of water, circulation of water from one area to another area, this kind of circulation is known as ocean current. The water will rise and fall because of the frictional drag of the wind. Water rises and falls because of the frictional drag. These are called waves. Tides, currents, waves. Three movements of water could be seen in case of the world oceans. We will see tides here. Why we will see instead of oceans and current, waves and currents? Waves and currents will be discussed in case of oceanography, whereas tides will be discussed here. Why? Tides are because of the gravitational pull of moon and sun. That is why we will see tides here. Then eclipses. Eclipses are the like screening or obstructing the radiations of the sun, obstructing the rays, obstructing the light from the sun by the moon or by the earth or vice versa. This is called syzygy. Syzygy is the condition of coming. What is syzygy? Syzygy. Syzygy is the condition of sun, moon, earth. Sun, moon, earth. If the sun, moon, earth is in straight line, then it is called syzygy. So, the possibility could also be there: moon, sun, earth, or earth, sun, moon. Whatever the probability, whatever the permutation and combination is, when the sun, the moon, the earth is in straight line, then it is called syzygous position. SYZYGY, syzygy or syzygous position. What happens during syzygous position? During that syzygous position, eclipses are formed. Two types of eclipses will be formed: solar and lunar. Solar and lunar eclipses. Okay. By this, by understanding these major areas, not only just these 5 topics, not only very simply these 5 topics, but also okay, not only these 5 topics, but also many other topics associated as a inherent area, as a micro subtopic, as a linked topic, coherent topic will be discussed. Then the second chapter, in case of world geography, geomorphology, very important, very important. Mountains, plateaus, plains, mountains, plateaus, plains generally, vegetation. All these questions which we generally come across in any kind of general studies geography examination will be taken from this geomorphology. First, in this geomorphology, we will understand the structure of the earth. Structure of the earth. Structure of the earth, we will see very in detail. Structure of the earth will be discussed. The crust, mantle, core. Crust, mantle, core. What are the areas that divides crust and mantle? What are the areas that divides mantle and core? What is the area that divides outer mantle and inner mantle? We are having different areas that we will see. This is what the internal structure of the earth. Then earthquakes. In this earthquake, we will see, of course, earthquake as a geographical and geological process we will see. What I mean by that? You will understand earthquake in disaster management. In disaster management, In disaster management, earthquake is understood as a process. Earthquake is understood as a process, but more emphasis is laid on its management. More emphasis is laid on its management. How to manage earthquake, what to do, what to do, what to do at the time of earthquake, what are the measures to be taken, what are the measures to be taken before and after the actual occurrence of earthquake. All these are in disaster management perspective, but earthquake as it is, earthquake as a general geographical and geophysical process, we will see. For that we will classify the earthquake, we will call the area where the earthquake has been originated as epicenter. Epicenter and the vertically up position, vertically or longitudinally the position where the earthquake waves strike first, that is focus or earthquake. Okay, I will very clearly explain some of those. Some the terms are also called hypocenter, shallow focus earthquake, deep focus earthquake. These kind of different terms were there. That will be discussed there. And when the radiation, when the earthquake waves have been originated, these earthquake waves does not uniformly transfer over the entire earth. Some will be obstructed at that position and some will be reached to the other position. These are called as shadow regions. As I said in the earlier slide, the major objective here is to have a comprehensive understanding. I am not moving into technicality of the subject. If I go deeper into technicality of the subject, I might have drawn many figures here, and it is also risky for you to take that notes. And I suggest you to please maintain your running notes. While playing my audio video classes parallelly, you keep on writing, you keep maintain that running notes. Okay. We will see that earthquake, what are the factors, what are the causes of earthquake, where the earthquake occurs, in which region of the world earthquakes generally occur, and similarly what are the different types of earthquakes, and what are the various measurements we are having, for measuring, for scaling these earthquakes. We are having Richter, Mercalli scale, modified Mercalli scale, all we will see. Similarly, volcanoes, we will see in case of volcanoes, where exactly volcanoes occurs, what is mean by volcano, Similarly, similar to earthquake, volcano is also studied in disaster management, but in disaster management perspective, what we have to do at the time of occurrence of volcano, what are the measures should be taken by the authorities, various agencies, NGOs at the time of volcano. But in case of geography, we will simply understand what is meant by volcanic process, what are the various materials that oozes, from the internal region, what is the magma, what is the composition of magma, this upwelling of magma, along with that magma, many pyroclastic materials will be oozed out, and lakes will be formed, crater lakes, lakes will be formed. This is volcano. Structure of volcano, what we call this, this is generally called as vent. The structure of volcano, what happens when volcanoes occur, where the volcanoes occur generally over the globe, what is that? Ring of fire, ring of specific fire. So all these areas we will see in case of volcanoes. After that, after volcanoes we will see rocks and minerals, rocks and minerals. We are having three types of rocks: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. How they are formed? What are different types of igneous rocks? Intrusive igneous rocks, that means rocks which are formed in the interior of the earth, igneous rocks. Rocks which are that is called intrusive igneous rocks. Rocks which are formed over the surface of the earth, extrusive igneous rocks, extrusive igneous rocks. This withering and this area, these rocks keep on withered, that means the breaking away, degradation of large rock because of the bio, geo, physical and chemical factors. Breaking away or degradation of a rock by bio, geo, physical, chemical processes results into withering and loosening of that particular rock material, that is withering. That withered rock material that withered rock material will be carried away to the another places and it will be deposited, at another place. This is known as erosion. Erosion, withering and erosion are always complementary to each other. Withering is followed by, generally followed by, not always, withering is generally followed by erosion. So withering and erosion will be studied, withering and erosion will be understood, and rocks parallelly withering and erosion. Then the minerals, minerals are nothing but the rock composition. Minerals, various minerals, classification of minerals: fossiliferous, non-fossiliferous, metallic, non-metallic, nuclear, non-nuclear and other energy minerals. We will see that. Then the major landforms, this is very important area: plateaus, plains, plateaus and plains, and of course mountains. Plateaus, plains and mountains. What are plateaus, plains and mountains? What are plateaus, plains and mountains? You know mountains, we have seen many times from the very childhood. You have been drawing this mountainous structure, and you will draw a sun here. These are generally mountains. We are having three different types of mountains. One is fold mountains, one is fault mountains, one is fault mountains, fold mountains and fault mountains. And the third one is volcanic mountains, the mountains formed due to volcanic eruption, Three different types of mountains we are having. Three types of mountains we could see their formation, where these three different types of mountains have been located over the world. Then withering and erosion, by this geomorphology will be completed. Of course, many internal features, as I said earlier, many internal features associated with this geomorphology, and these internal areas will be covered. Then third unit, climatology. Climatology is very important. When you understand, in case of Indian climate, you will come across the words like jet streams, El Nino, La Nina, Indian Ocean Dipole, El Nino, Southern Oscillations, monsoons. These are the different terminology. These are the different terminology which we will see, which we will very often come across in case of Indian geography. All these terms will be covered in the climatology area of this world geography.